Okay, what I'm going to do in this video is something I've never done. I might start talking guns and hunting and everything. Is I'm going to boil this. I guess you would call that an 8-pointer. It's 8:30 right now. So I got my gas stove on the floor here in the garage with the door open, so it doesn't, smell really bad in the house. Let's see what kind of happens. I'm going to try to boil this. I've seen a lot of videos on how to do it. Some people say boil it for 3 hours. Some people 15 minutes and then start pulling. We'll see what happens here. I will go step by step on that. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to attempt to get my first 8-point buck Skullcap all cleaned up and boil everything off. So I got my gas stove in the garage because obviously you don't want that smell inside the house. Let's see how this goes. I'll kind of keep you updated. See how it works out. See how long it takes. And it's like 8 o'clock right now. So it's been about 15 minutes. I actually started at 8:30. It's 8:45. It's boiling. I am going to get a needle nose, the pliers. I actually cut the hair off with the scissors. Just kind of trimmed it down to see if I can speed the process up. So we'll see what happens. So it's been 15 minutes and I can already see that the skin is pulling back from the skull. So that's a good sign. Can't see that right there, but I'll wait another 15 minutes and try to pull it off. Well, it's peeling off like butter. Wow. That's way easier than I thought. It turned to rubber. It really turned to rubber. Jesus. It's just peeling off here. Put a pile of crap. I remember when my dad cleaned a doe in his front yard. He had the stuff in the back of the truck, and a huge buck came lingering around. Yeah. Trying to figure out what the hell it was coming from. It smells like, almost like you're cooking oysters or something. Or fish. That's what it smells like. It's peeling off pretty easily. I had my pliers not at a tight enough grip a minute ago, so I wasn't able to grab any of the meat. Put it back in for a little bit, but it's coming out pretty easily.
You drop that?
Yeah, otherwise I'll clean it up all of it once.
Drop right in.
So what I've done, it's been about an hour and 10 minutes, is you can take your knife and go inside. This is the hardest part right here, basically, is getting inside here. Once you peel all that out, it seems like it's coming all off pretty nice. There's a little bit of stiff stuff on here, so I'm not going to do it for much longer here. But it's just kind of like finalizing. So maybe get one of your little tools and just pick out the rest. Everything seems to be coming off. And I feel like that's pretty much everything. So like I said, the hardest part is getting right in here and picking out between the antler and the skull. That's, you don't want any of that stuff rotting. So what I'm gonna do probably is bleach it. I've never done this before. I've watched everybody's YouTube videos on how to do this, but so like I said, just a little bit, there's a little bit of meat in here. That's probably about it. I'm gonna boil it for about another 20 minutes and call it good. What happened? I had to cut my boil a little short yesterday. My daughter jumped into my girlfriend's jaw and they needed some help. So anyways, I'm back at it. This is my second day. I think I put about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I would say closer to an hour and a half of boil yesterday. And now I have fresh water. I've already been boiling it for like an hour here, and I've been picking away some of the fat or skin or whatever off the skull with a knife every 15 minutes or so. This is just going to kind of finalize it. It did have a little bit of an odor after boiling it for an hour and a half. So, but also the water was so dirty that it was boiling the smell into the bone. So I'm going to see what happens now the second time. I'm just going to boil it and just let it sit as long as I can. Maybe 2 hours just to get it, completely, the smell completely off it and kill all the bacteria, boil all the fat off, kind of like when you slow cook a roast or something with a bone on it. It's bone, it falls right off the bone. That's my goal with this. So I'll kind of show you the end result when it's all finished. After boiling it for another hour and a half the second day, so it's been about 3 hours. Now I know why they say boil it for 3 hours. As you can maybe see, there's some like holes in the skull. See if I can't focus. There's some holes in the skull that kind of open up and all the fat or meat or whatever it is comes out. And it really gets clean. So that's why they say boil it for 3 hours. And I kind of picked really well with the knife around the antler where it meets the skull, just to kind of get everything there. So that's why I'm gonna, cut that off even, but the front cut, if you're hanging the wall, is really even and straight. So all in all, it was fairly easy. I just kind of let it boil and had some coffee the second day, beer the first day. It's a nice little 8-point buck here. I haven't gone deer hunting in 23 years. And it was pretty fun. So I eat meat. I don't like killing, but I do eat meat. So there we go. So after it was all finished up, I brought it down to the laundry tub and soaked it in some bleach. And I've had it on next to my bed for a couple weeks, and there's no smell. So hopefully it works out for you. Good luck.